Welcome back to more Primal. When last we left, our heroes had been violently separated. Jen got possessed by a Djinn and kicked Scree down a giant pit. This is not correct. Hold on. That's my most recent saved game. Ignore that. Here's my least recent saved game. That's perfect. Didn't realize they inverted my save files based on recency. We're good. See, look at that. Very familiar. So this is the bottom of the giant pit. There are tiny burnt corpses. What remains of them anyway. And lodestones. I said in the last video that, hey, maybe we're done with transformations for the rest of this game. Our statue possessions. The stuff that requires lodestones. Because we're so close to the end. The game heard me. And made the entire rest of the game nothing but statue possessions. I wish I was lying. But we are going to want every single lodestone that is made available to us. That means we gotta run laps around a lot of areas. And we're gonna have to solve some very slow puzzles. Simple puzzles, but arduous and time-consuming because the lodestone collection animation alone, it's a real time waster. I said before, lodestones are a bad design choice. They're just outright bad. They don't make any sense as a collectible because they're required for progress. Yet they're very easy to miss. If you miss too many of them, you literally cannot play the rest of the game. What are you even supposed to do at that point? We have plenty. We will be fine. But if we were even one lodestone short, there's a section later on that I don't know what we would do. I don't want to know what we would do. So, we're given our sparkly indicator that we can possess something. Right here. Spend our stones. Become this bird. And rotate the stick to open its mouth. Make it puke lava right onto Scree's back. Scree don't care. Scree is invulnerable. Ow. Ow. Mostly. It is possible to damage Scree. He can't die, but he can take those hits. So, we have a big room. Door we need to light up. No torch, though.
It won't light. The oil reservoir is empty.
And no oil. That's a new problem. What should we do about this? It's honestly a bit hard to tell, but we opened the upper panel there. If we walk off, it closes immediately. So we need to keep that switch held down and climb up to that area. And the room brings our attention to its center, where we can lift up this giant fruit bowl. Lug it over to where we need it. Good thing, too. Don't know why they didn't just make these sections always open. It's sort of training for future puzzles. Which will take the hold buttons down with heavy things concept to a shocking new level. Not really. but it will be used frequently throughout the rest of this level. Picking up that torch inexplicably lights this torch over here. Just sympathetically fires burst into being all around the level. Spontaneous inanimate object combustion. And of course, lodestones. Every single lodestone, we gotta touch it. No matter how long it takes. Using the lodestones is significantly more arduous than collecting them in the first place, which is saying quite a bit. So there's an identical structure on the other side of the room. We need to head over there because that did not fill the torches with oil. The baptismal fonts. Those still need to be reloaded if we are to light that door up. A lot of things that have been just walk into a room and instantly solve the thing and move on to the next room, those are going to be dragged out, made into multi-room puzzles throughout the course of this level. As is the case with a lot of PS2 adventure games, they really, really, really wanted you to take your time in the end. They did not want this done too quickly. Fortunately, these bowls are still full of oil. We can't carry the oil back to the other room, though. Scree, of all the things he brought, didn't bring like a little flask or anything with him. But here we go. That's the oil valve. The baptismal is full. Let us go. Have our many sins forgiven. Purged with fire. Fortunately, Scree is everything proof. Everything besides falling human skeletons in cages. That did permanently disfigure him. Oh, he does have both of his ears back. Never mind. Oh, it only seemed like that. There we go. He is definitely missing that ear. Continuity. Burn that door down. Enter safely and joyously. Tiny little lava droplets, what do I care? Okay, they're explosive is what I care. After a certain period of time, they blow up. They still can't kill you, but they will knock you around. Slow you down. The last thing you want to do is move slowly in Primal. It's slow enough already. How am I going to open this door? It's already open. I was given pause, though. Head right for the lodestone. Grab it from inside my own face. And there we go. Another statue. Puking lava into a pool of, I guess, oil. In fact, this is called the oil bathroom. So it must be oil. Otherwise, that would be a misnomer. And I don't think the djinns go in for any misnomers. One last lodestone before climbing this easily missed wall. The screen going slightly white tinted like that indicates that there was a nearby explosion in the previous room. Those little blobs are blowing up behind that door. We can see it, even as far away as it is. Into the rafters. Walk across and climb some more. If only Jen were here to sidle across this very narrow edge, it would be exactly as slow as it is now. But there would be no grabbing the wall and then dismounting animations, which would save us 3 to 5 seconds. We are going for a world record here. I haven't even bothered to look if Primal speedruns exist. I can't imagine they do. This is a very, very ill-suited game to speedrunning. But, free world record if you're willing to play the entire game in one sitting. Even the long play of this game is not one video. It's 2 6-hour videos. No one wants to play this game in one sitting. Not even tool-assisted. This time we close the mouth. Keep the lava out of the oil. Dispossess the statue, and here's a nice feature that is all too rare in this game. A shortcut is now available to get back to the ground floor. They don't make you go all the way back through the rafters and then down the opposite wall just to get to this door right here. But you couldn't have taken the shortcut to get there because you couldn't traverse the oil in the first place. So look at that. Good, convenient design. Surely this will be the convenient part of the game. This is the least convenient part of the entire game by a wide margin. I mean, we're in this gigantic room with no indication of what to do at this point. Look at that, we could climb down for 10 solid minutes if we wanted to. But this is the right way. This really does have a gargantuan amount of space that you could explore. And there's nothing there except above this statue that's vomiting the lava right behind me. Directly above that statue is one of those 1-up crystals. So if I were to climb to the top of the room, I could get another one of those. I have plenty. I hope. I do not have plenty lodestones, though. I need, like, a jingle to play every time that I need to collect a lodestone. I have all sorts of other stream jingles. Didn't think to come up with a lodestone jingle. Ah, well. So we got a platform down here, very close to us. We are allowed to climb down onto it, but it's just so that Scree can take a little break on his way over to this actually important platform on the other side. Literally nothing to do on the closer platform. Not even any useless prizes. If there were a lodestone, I would have made a pit stop. Big trapdoor. And a switch that immediately opens the trapdoor. What is the point of having the trapdoor closed in the first place? I don't know. Game design. Good afternoon, Phil. Scree seems to be doing well, and I assume we'll be doing well as we play the entire remainder of Primal. This video won't be the conclusion of the game, but I will record the next video immediately afterwards, and that will be the conclusion of the game. We are finally finishing this today. I've enjoyed this game quite a bit. The YouTube uploads have been underperforming. Severely, severely underperforming. But it's fine. The scant few who are following along seem to enjoy it well enough. Perhaps someday, the world will be ready to catch up with my playthrough of Primal. Got more wall crawling. Scree's solo adventure. It's literally his only trick, so obviously we're going to do a lot of that. Jen has acquired 4 transformations over the course of the game, so she has a lot of tricks. Scree, wall crawling. The thing he started out being able to do, he can still do. But this is a dead end. Looks like we should find something to open this gate. But, game design, you can just push the gate down. There's literally no reason for the gate to be here. It's just a time waster. But there it goes. Scree proves himself. Big and strong. No teardrop gate is going to stop him. I would love a Primal car combat game.
No.
Bloodborne is getting a car combat game. Coming out eventually. Made by an indie creator. In a PS1 style. So that counts. Why can't Primal? It could work. Primal has like 4 characters in the whole game.
Only the innocent, the brave, and the lunatic would dare to rouse Queen Malakel from her rest. Which have I here? Who are you?
Your pardon, lady. I am but a humble envoy of Lord Abaddon. I seek your majesty's guidance in a very delicate matter. I must firstly plea for your intervention. King Iblis has subjugated a companion of mine, a hybrid much prized by my master, a transgression which could prove dangerous to all of us. It is also my grave duty, I feel, to speak boldly, to warn you that your husband suspects your majesty of treachery toward him.
You are lying.
Majesty, it's true. He was in disguise, keen to test our loyalties, said he could reach the ear of the queen if we would...
Oh, that. No, of course he suspects me. He is right to. Leaving his impregnable hall of gods to hunt for plotters. It's his favorite pastime.
Well, it is also true that he has recklessly captured a hybrid.
Doubtless he has. Advice now. While in Volca, you should aspire to emulate the strength of the Jinn, and not our talent for deceit. Why do you lie?
Your Majesty?
You are no envoy of Abaddon. We have played host to Abaddon's henchmen and thugs countless times. You are not one of them.
He's trying a new type of henchman these days.
I have the gift of reading people, their inner thoughts. Be aware of that. Who do you serve?
Abaddon.
You are stubborn at least. Courageous even. And there is something deeper within you that I confess I cannot read. But I shall in time. As for the simpler matter, you serve Arella. If you have come to seek my help, you be wise not to anger me, and be plain. What is it you want?
I need to rescue this hybrid girl from your husband.
That is what you want now. Why did you come to Volca?
I have come from the Nexus with the last hope of saving us all. Our guardian, Kronos, has been murdered.
The Timekeeper is dead?
His heart cut out. The work of a hybrid, the orders of Abaddon. The Nexus has fallen to chaos already. It is only a matter of time before all the realms topple, Volca included.
For years I warned Iblis that Abaddon could not be trusted. But he has always been blinded by the Dark One's gift of immortality, and a pledge of influence beyond this realm. Now his greed may cost us everything. He may have been warned of your coming by Abaddon. Intercepted this hybrid for fear of her threat to him. Iblis always likes to strike first.
If you can help us, Your Majesty, you must.
If our dynasty is teetering on a precipice, allow me to decide what I must do. Where is your hybrid now?
Still with the king, I imagine. His Jinn essence has melded her will to his own.
Hold out your hand. Unlike the essence from Iblis, mine will not consume her mind. If you elect not to trust me, that is your choice. Now, rescue your hybrid from Iblis's power and return to me. With her, we will stand a chance. If you fail, then we may as well all join the ancient kings and the legendary corpse of Abdizir in the labyrinth beneath Volca. Oblivion would soon be no more.
Thank you, Majesty.
Casual mention of Abdizor, who of course is Scree. And the Queen immediately evaporates. That much is to be expected. Very, very lengthy cutscene with actual subterfuge in it. The Queen was a formidable opponent. Scree had no idea that he would have to convince a mind reader to help him save Jen. But he managed to do that somehow. Way over there are little rocks that we could bust open for some energy. That is the only reason to go all the way over to that corner. There's not even a tarot card or anything over there. Just a big old waste of time. I also really, really like the Queen's design. With like the bird feet. Like a living Egyptian goddess. Real cool looking. Really, all the monster races have been pretty cool looking. I guess the fish were pretty generic. But the Farai, they looked awesome. They were like goat dogs. Nothing wrong with that. And I guess the vampires were just kind of like pig looking. That was nothing special as well. So 50-50. A better hit rate than Jen's transformations into those monsters, most of which looked like just Jen. And by most, I of course mean all. But the Jinn they went all out for, because apparently they only designed 2 Jinn. The King and the Queen. And we met them both. Let's meet him again. Who needs to save? Saving is for cowards.
Jen?
You. Hey, I'm glad you're still alive. This way I get to kill you myself.
Wait! It's me, Scree! We're allies! We're friends even, remember?
I don't think so.
You must remember me. We came here together.
Why in hell would I come in here?
You're not well, Jen. The Jinn essence passed to you by Iblis has placed you in his thrall.
Well, I have felt kind of trippy lately.
See? You're not yourself at the moment. Let me help you, please. You don't really want to hurt me.
You would help a lot more if you stay still!
Jen, you're making a mistake.
Nice try, Short Stack.
Please. Please don't call me that.
Ooh, you don't like Short Stack, huh? What's the problem, Half Pint? Suddenly you're some kind of bonsai badass, huh? Well, come on then, Pee-wee. Step up.
Right, young lady. You leave me no option.
Bring it on.
Remember that scene in Star Wars when Yoda kicks everybody's asses? We're about to see that. Except we aren't. Scree is going to get the 5th lodestone. We're going to walk across the room. Because we can't die. We need to put ourselves in that body over there. That is a body that can fight. We're going to kill Jen. And then save her somehow. Also, Lady Arella said a long time ago in one of the between level cutscenes that Scree used to be named Abdizur, the great hero, who sent Jen to Mortalis in the first place. There we go.
Strong as an ox. Let's break Iblis's hold over you.
Damage values throughout that fight are preposterous, so it ends very quickly. Win or lose.
Jen, how are you feeling?
Like I just stepped out of the mosh pit.
I'll assume that's not good.
What happened back there? Man, I was having some weird dreams.
The essence Iblis passed to you made you his pawn.
I lost control. Did I do anything bad?
Well, yes, but no more than I'd expect under the circumstances.
What was I doing? Freaking out? Talking to tongues? Channeling Elvis?
It doesn't matter, Jen. You're back now, and that's all that counts.
Come on, Scree. I won't be embarrassed. Was I like some drooling wreck slumped in the corner? 'Cause I have done that a few times on a night out. Oh. Oh my god. I'm remembering. I hit you.
Well, we hit each other. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
I called you names. Scree, I am so sorry.
It's in the past now, Jen.
No, really, Scree, your size is simply... it's not an issue for me.
Just drop it, will you?
Okay.
Look, you'd better shift into the Jinn aspect to check Malakel's essence is pure.
Now let's see.
Must kill Shorty.
Oh, very funny.
Scree, wait up! I was teasing, you know you're a giant in my eyes! Oh, don't be so sensitive.
Hey, actual comedy. Unfortunately, the damage we took as Jen during that fight was legitimate, and we do need to refill all of Jen's HP now. So we're gonna be here a bit of a while. I watched the interview with the voice actors. Unfortunately, they only interviewed Andreas Katsoulis, whose name I can now pronounce. That's the voice actor for Scree. And Hudson Lake, the voice actor for Jen. But that is like 95% of the dialogue in the game between the two of them. So just as well. And yeah, they're really good. They recorded most of their lines in person because they are traditional, like, live-action actors. They've done very, very little voice acting, despite having great voices. But they really wanted to play off of each other in person while being able to look at each other. And it does seem to have brought, like, a lot to the roles. Most voice acting is done completely separate from all other actors. Not in this game. And the actors in this game are, for the most part, not traditionally voice actors. They've all had very, very few voice acting roles. So, they sort of emulated the live-action experience. Which was very wise of them. Probably very costly for them as well, but money was apparently no object in making this game. Through the roof budget. May not seem like it anymore, but these are fantastic graphics for a PS2. Especially 2003 PS2. I remember being very, very impressed with this game. Back when it was brand new, because I did play it when it was brand new. So now monsters have appeared here. They are terrible guards. We're just going to run past them. We need to go meet back up with the Queen. She's the one who sent us to go save Jen. She is now invested in saving the entire realm from being collapsed by Abaddon, so she's going to help us.
You need to meet Malachel, the Queen.
Can we really trust her?
Probably not. But no matter why she's helping us, I'm afraid we do need her. Your Majesty, I've returned.
That much I can see. Now, this must be your hybrid.
Hi. Occasionally people call me Jen.
Do they?
I hear you might have a solution to our problem.
I think you may be the solution. Long ago, Abaddon needed to guarantee an ally on Volca's throne. So he bestowed immortality on my husband. The gift he gave him was a heart stone that beats eternally in his chest. According to legend, the stone stays the ravages of time and sickness and protects from the hand of both demon and mortal, but not that of a hybrid.
So it's the same type of stone that Lewis pulled out of Cronus.
Exactly. With that stone, the Timekeeper may be revived. You must kill the king and take his heart.
You want us to kill your husband?
And take his heart. That is correct.
So that's your sovereign's secret power. And we can revive Kronos.
And stabilize the Nexus. And the realms would all survive. Yes. And here, I will take the throne.
What do you think, Jen? It's you who's got to do it.
Hell, since everyone else wants him iced. Who am I to argue?
It won't be easy. The Jinn are children of fire. Iblis's powers are strongest when the magma rises, and the volcano is already awakening. Now that you are lost to him, he will have retreated to his Hall of Gods. He will be expecting you.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Ready, Jen?
No.
Well, we have a new path open to us. And the Queen evaporated again. Visible only in cutscenes, that Queen. I'm obviously going the opposite way because there's a fountain over here. And Jen just stole almost all of my energy. So I'm going to load up. Then we'll be on our way. Something I just realized during that cutscene is throughout this level, they've just been talking about hybrids. Iblis was like, pretty good hybrid you got there, I'll take it. And Scree convinced him by saying, there are better hybrids out there, I'll go get you a better one. But Arella said, and it was a big plot relevant thing, humans were wiped out here in this entire realm of Oblivion. Only 2 humans, only 2 hybrids exist anymore. Because Abdazar risked his life and personally escorted them into Mortalis. And it's Jen and Lewis, who may or may not be siblings, while also being romantically linked. But that's irrelevant. Basically, there are 2 hybrids in the whole world, yet there's like a commerce around buying and selling them. Iblis did not immediately say, that is an invaluable resource you have there. I will kill you unless you give it to me at this exact moment. So I guess Iblis is just like a bad businessman more than anything else. Alright, I missed my chance for an execution. But there's another one. We haven't seen any executions with this transformation yet because we've only fought cinder monsters, which do not require executions. These enemies have a lot more HP. Still nowhere near enough. Can still kill them fairly quickly. But the left-hand heavy swing normally one-hit kills a cinder monster. With these things, it's only like 1/3 of their HP. These bird creatures. Which notably are not the Jinn, but I guess they could be related to the Jinn, because the Jinn have bird-like features. What this is not defined, but we're gonna kill it all the same, because it's trying to kill me. And they're all dead. Combat actually kind of fun and satisfying now. About time. Just steal energy from Scree while he gets energy out of the chest. It's practically free. Free real estate. Unfortunately, no lodestones. I wish we didn't need lodestones, but we do. We need so many more lodestones. It's ridiculous how many lodestones it takes to beat this level. I don't want to see what the executions are for the long swords. But it does take significantly longer. The extremely long sword is really a ridiculously brutal weapon. Definitely my favorite form of the Jinn combat. All of which I enjoy quite a bit. But boss fight Jinn was pretty effective with the double swords. We could be as well. The left-hand swing is the most powerful one, but its hitbox is very weird. So stuff like that can happen, but also the right-hand swing was doing some of that. Job well done. Another lodestone. I think this puts us at 6. Yeah. So we had enough to open that statue. But, like I said, we need literally every single one that I'm aware of in order to complete this level. If I miss a single lodestone, I have to go back and get it. Close another mouth here. Just make sure the dribbles aren't going to become a stream again. If you start to reduce the jaw even a little bit, it will open all the way up automatically. And then you'll have to possess the statue again and open it up again. By the way, these rocks that we've been seeing throughout the entire level are breakable, and some of them have lodestones inside. I mentioned we need every single lodestone for the rest of the level to win. So, it's a good thing I figured out how to break those rocks. Because if I hadn't, I would not be able to beat this level. I figured out how to break the rocks because I came to a point where I had 4 lodestones and needed to possess a statue to progress further. And only then did I decide maybe these rocks are interactable. I don't need to break these things. Not all of them anyway. Just gotta find the point where I can jump to the next platform. Is over here. The monsters will jump across here to get to me, though. Hopefully Scree will as well. I do kind of need Scree. There he is. Scree, never far behind, always nipping at my heels. So those monsters didn't follow me. But these ones have appeared now in order to follow me. We could probably just about leap from the platform we were just on to the final one, but the game disagrees. You gotta jump across that tiny gap. Take a running leap. It's the only way. Get every single lodestone I can possibly find. Where's the... There we go. The hot spot. So the lodestone I just found inside that breakable rock. Previous room. I didn't actually know about that one. So we are actually going to be one lodestone ahead, but we had to find one inside of a breakable rock. All the ones that are out in the open and inside chests would have left me exactly one short. But now we're all set. Because we gotta do some possession in this room. But whereabouts? I believe there's a lodestone on the other side. But just in case, we'll get this one as well. Make sure I have 5 before I go and do anything ridiculous. Like climb this wall for a long time. Okay, there's another one right here. Good. At this point, we're going to be all set for lodestones, but I do still have to grab everyone I can see. I just don't have to literally turn over every rock I can find in order to try and get every lodestone that exists. Climb over this archway underneath the lava fountain. And over to this distant platform. Now over here, we have a statue that I can possess. But why would I want to possess it? I mean, Jen's not over here, but there's nothing ostensibly that this statue could possibly accomplish. Nonetheless, let's go be Jen. And what are we gonna do? Extend that statue so that it goes like 65 feet across this cavern through a wall of lava? I highly doubt it. No, let's explore around a little more. Find societal wall. Here we go. Sidling away. Crab walking to progress. Perhaps it was Jen who went through carcinization for puzzle-solving purposes. But path is pretty much clear, actually. You don't need to possess anything. It fell apart at the last second. If only we'd gotten here 2 seconds sooner, we wouldn't have had to do this. Not that one. It'd be too easy to possess that one. We gotta possess this statue. Knock it into the other one. Using the teeter-totter method. Which has kind of precise timing. Right about here. Just gotta do that a bunch of times. 50% of the screen is covered with lava. And there we go. I believe that was the bare minimum number of teeter-totters you could possibly do to get that thing knocked over. But if you miss one, it not only takes an additional cycle, and look at this. This thing is falling apart. This is horrifying. This should not be held together. This is one of the scariest things Jen has done in the entire game. She doesn't even care. But whatever. If you miss one of the teeter-totters, you lose a bit of momentum, so it requires 2 additional teeter-totters to get it back on track. Whereas if you do
Way too heavy.
the bare minimum,
Let's try it together.
you save like a cycle and a half, which is just enough. It's a fairly gigantic time save every time you do it in the fewest possible number of moves. This gets us to this thing that we gotta light up. Might as well kill these guys. At least it's nice and quick. Now that Jen has a good weapon. Look at that. 1-hit KO. It clearly hit multiple times. But it often hits multiple times. Took some hits of my own along the way, but pretty much fine. I haven't had many opportunities to like run out of energy in this area. Not nearly as many as in Etha. I got the impression that the residents of Oblivion sort of saw hybrids as significantly lesser beings, but useful tools. That certainly seems to be the case throughout this entire level. In fact, they don't even see hybrids as, like, sentient. They see them exclusively as tools. But I haven't seen anyone outright racist towards hybrids besides the Etha, who are racist towards everyone, including each other. So, matter of interpretation as to why basically anyone here hates anyone. All we really learn about this world is what Jen sees. It's a super easy to miss climbable wall. Don't climb that wall, though. That leads nowhere. Grab the thing. Gonna need a lot of them. And light that torch. There's another one over there. Gonna take a long time for that to get all the way over to the door. Can I climb this wall? Sure would be convenient if I could. Because then I could just climb right across. Over to the torch. Clearly, much too easy. How about this wall? It's got the right texture. Yes, indeed. Slightly faster than climbing all the way down to the bottom and then climbing all the way back up. At the very least. So this counts as a half shortcut. So far this game has had approximately 1.5 shortcuts for player convenience. Let's race the fire out of here. Goes right into the wall, lights it all up. Finishes the double helix. And now I need to try and find... There it is. You gotta find where the very small patch of climbable wall is. Completely blind. Oh, I'm actually gonna use Scree, because we haven't heard all of Scree's voice lines for opening doors that require help.
Lend me a hand here. I can't do this on my own.
Good stuff. I'm pretty sure we have heard that one before. But I do believe there's plenty more. Double doors we gotta push. Sanctuary of Immolata. First time I set foot in here, I walked all the way to the end and saw a wall with a quadruple helix on it and 4 statues. And I can't even emulate the string of profanities that followed. But I was not happy, and I'm not happy right now. We're gonna be spending a lot of time figuring out how to get through this room. Let's go through this door. There's torches.
It won't light. The oil reservoir is empty.
The oil reservoirs are empty. There's staircases over there. And a nice doorway over here. This is the easiest one to get to. Obviously, this is where we should start. I do believe we have to solve these 4 puzzles to open the door in order. Seems fine so far. Looks like I just gotta possess this statue. We should be done here. I'm too far away to possess the statue, so I need to climb around for a long time. Don't ever think something's easy. You do get to hear a gross dripping sound, and the ceiling isn't as flickery as it was in my practice run. It's great. Possessing the statue is not an option. Scree will only possess it if he's willing to stand right next to it, and we can't get right next to it. So, we climb all the way up. We walk down a long path. We light a torch. And then the fire goes all the way over to the statue. Then we climb down the wall, climb back up, we go to the other side of the room, and we light a second torch. This is an extremely arduous, time-wasting sequence of events. If you've had the patience to get this deep in the game becomes a severe test of patience. That is what the remainder of the game is at this point. All deadly slow puzzles. Ceiling was starting to flicker there. I think it's going to be okay. This is a game that asks you to figure out the puzzle and then doesn't believe that you did it, so you have to do it twice. Twice if you're lucky. There will be times where we have to do things more than twice to get this one big door open out of the main hallway. But that's a cool enough effect. Watching the fire cross the room in real time. No cutscene required for the fire. The cutscene just shows us that this activated one of the 4 statues, so we're a quarter of the way there. That was the easiest and least arduous of the 4 puzzles. We're in for it now. Just a little sampling what this is gonna be like. Now we backtrack all the way back to the main room. I can't imagine what we just did, filled those reservoirs with oil, So that's probably not the next way to go. But we did see a staircase. We will assume that the room is symmetrical. And if that is the case, there will also be a staircase right here. There we go, figuring out their bizarre level design. Save minuscule amounts of time. As they insist on wasting as much of ours as possible. Here's where all of the lava bubbles that explode have come from. These monsters. Their cannons fire those globules that then detonate. If they get a direct hit, they explode immediately. Otherwise, they take a little while to blow up. Bit of slowdown every time they do the fire effect. No idea how bad that is on actual console, but... So... what are we to do here? Right now, it looks like there's a lot of surfaces that Scree could climb. And if we look very closely, there's one of those, like, captain's wheel turning mechanisms on top of a platform way up ahead. Doesn't look like we need it because there's a fountain in the center that should just be able to be lit on fire. It seems like this is just a job for Scree. For very frustrating reasons, this is not just a job for Scree. So, let's find the exact right spot. Throw a rope down. Throw a rope down to where? Why this platform here? Foreknowledge will save you like 10 to 15 minutes in your attempts to solve this puzzle. No joke. That is how much time they will waste if you just try to solve it blindly. We could sidle across over to that tarot card there. Absolutely not worth my time. Now we'll send Scree on his very important journey, having done the setup required on his part. Again, really seems like Scree could just do all of this. No such luck. We are going to need to use basically every tool in our toolbox to get through this one room. We've used the rope and our wall crawling. Here's the torch.
It won't light. The oil reservoir is empty.
Yeah. So we gotta fill it up with oil. Obviously, that's what the rotating thing is for. So let's go rotate it.
Not sure I can shift this unassisted.
It's the only one in the game that requires both characters to pull it. That is why Jen is down here. So now we use our sidling powers for a long time. This corner, absolutely horrifying. Jen handles it no problem, but
No good. Too high for me.
I absolutely would not be able to do that. Now we need to use our jumping powers, which requires 2 consecutive transformations. At least the room's not very laggy, so we do transform pretty quickly. That's just another time waster. They could have added a little half step there. So we could climb it no problem. No such luck. All the way over here. Send a rope down. Right about here. And send Jen up to lend her strength to this wheel-turning puzzle. Such a gigantic pain. but it's done.
Help me out, would you?
They're filling it up with oil. Trust me. There we go. Now Scree can head back and light it up. But I've talked about how bad they are about providing shortcuts back to the beginning of a puzzle after you solve the puzzle. This room does not have shortcuts. For now, let's celebrate that lit torch as it activates another vomit fountain. And thus, half of the door is ready to be opened. 50% of the way to opening one door. The only way back is to go all the way back up there, send the rope down again, let Jen down, climb all the way back across, climb all the way back up, send the rope down, get Jen all the way back to the first platform, and have her climb the rope again. So, I set up a safety save. And I can't access it from here, but that's fine. I was planning to end the episode here anyway. So, thank you for joining me in the penultimate episode of Primal. Bit of a lackluster ending. We opened half of a door. We will open the other half next time, and then beat the video game. See you then. It is worth it. As many roadblocks as they're throwing up, there is a good prize on the other side, so stick around. You've made it this far. I know you can make it that little bit further.